And hello everyone, hashtag CJ McKay here for a very special video here on the Dragon Project. I don't do many of these often. In fact, the title would indeed imply that I don't do many of these often. I hope you're all prepared to buckle up and enjoy a rare rant. Today I'll be ranting on the subject of sex and advertisement. This topic, this is based off a Facebook post I made about 3 or 4 years ago on my Facebook page that I had pre-existing to this channel, right when I was starting to become a stand-up. I had a lot of anger in me back then, so I used to write a lot of rare rants. I feel like this is one of my better ones, and I would like to share it with everyone today. It came about because I saw what can only be described as a baby hooker. It was like a 12-year-old in a t-shirt that said jailbait on it. A 12-year-old. And that wasn't like that. That wasn't even the worst of it. There was a group of kids. The youngest among them must have been 7. They looked like street-side prostitutes. It was depressing. And after it was stopped being depressing, it started being really infuriating. So I thought I'd make this little rare rant. Let's get straight to it. Selling sex to children is wrong. It's perverse and it needs to end. For the love of all that is good and right in this world, I can't figure out who is more truly disgusting. The sick bastards who make these clothing, the middlemen who distribute them, or the parents who allow their children to wear things like jailbait written on them. I just can't comprehend where in the line of all of those adults a child managed to get so truly victimized. Just to let everyone know, I am reading from something here from the post, but I am not reading it word for word, paraphrasing quite a bit and such. Yeah, I was 20 when I wrote this, and I went on to say that maybe because I'm not a parent, I can't understand, but as a human being, I worry about the future generation, and I worry about the people who are raising them, even if I'm not one of them. And I don't think people should dress their children like prostitutes. It's so fucked up. What is wrong with you that you can be so irresponsible with someone else's life? Do what you want, fuck up your own. But dear God, take better care of the people who they are inheriting the world. That is a big fucking deal. Anyway, I started to go on to say after that, there are incredibly sick people in this world. People who make these clothing, and the people who endorse them. For example, Nickelodeon. I can also remember seeing on a Nickelodeon show, one of the child actors on it wearing a t-shirt that again said the word jailbait on it. Yes, it's good actress couldn't have been more than, I don't know, 15, 16 years old. But that's not the point. The point is the concept of jailbait is wrong, and you don't put those clothes on someone who can't understand that. And fair enough if you teach your children the concepts of pedophilia, and they still want to dress like baby hookers, then maybe they have bigger problems than you as a parent can solve. Fine. But dear God, teach your children of the dangers in this world. Yeah, and aside from the people who market and endorse them, I didn't even, when I wrote this, I said then, I don't even want to go on to speak or think of those disgusting people. I do believe, part of me feels a lot of sympathy for, I know it might be rare to hear in society for someone to say that that they feel sympathy for pedophiles, but I do believe that they are afflicted by maybe not necessarily a disease, or it could be I don't know if it's neurological or chemical. I don't know if we have truly discovered the medical nature behind it or the psychological nature behind it, but I do believe these people are victimized by their own afflictions, not more so than the children who are harmed by it. And yeah, but I think that there are more than likely a lot of people out there who struggle with knowing they are a paedophile and who live each day of their lives trying not to hurt children. And aside from anything else, once people get put in prison, the whole idea is to reform someone, is to make them feel remorse for their crimes and introduce them back into society as a safe member of said society. So I do think if the idea of imprisoning someone in order to heal them and help cure them and show them the wrongdoings of their ways actually works, then there must at least be one case in the world of someone who feels remorse for the bad things they think about. I don't know. I've always believed bad people don't give two shits if they're bad or not. But I think morality is also like a scale that isn't just defined by black and white. So all of this is to say that I will get back to my rant. All of this is to simply say that I think there needs to be a lot more awareness about the idea of pedophilia in society. I stopped talking about this and start going on into advertisement, but the reason I go on into advertisement is because sex is so it's such a part of culture now. 50 years ago, you couldn't. It was a faux pas to speak about sex with your friends or your family, and now that's okay, and that is a good thing. But sex is also all over television, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But if sex is going to be such a part of people of culture, people need to educate children about that. Not necessarily at a younger age, but at least explain to them in terms they can understand that the world of sex is far larger than they think they understand. That when they start to, when a teenager starts to become a teenager and blossom into adulthood. I mean, I'm no prude. I remember being 16 and having urges and being with people, all that jazz. It's fine, that's okay, and that's good, but children need to be educated before that point about how big of a concept and an emotional burden it can bring with it, along with all of the dangers involved within the world of sex, with all of the horrible, seedy things out there on the internet and in the real world. So, yeah, on to the bit about advertising. Is it any surprise that teen pregnancy and sexually transmitted diseases are running rampant in a world that uses sex to sell every single product known to man? Beer and deodorant ads with women in bikinis, for example. I might be quite young, but part of me yearns for the good old days that I wasn't even alive for, when people were just content and happy to not smell like sweat and to have a beer with their friends without having to have sex crammed down their throat and in their ears and every other orifice that the advertising companies can get it into in order to sell us a product. And like I said earlier, I'm by no means a prude, but I believe we have moved out of the dark ages and into the overexposed ages, where every nook and cranny of human perversion is available en masse, and when advertisements want to make everything more sexy, because sex sells, and it's all about, the almighty dollar, essentially. That's it. It's let's apply to people's base urges and make money from that. If a product or performer can't stand on their own without having to appeal to someone's most base animal urges that still exist in us as highly evolved animals, then the product isn't worth buying. Everyone in this world is trying to sell you something, and if you just inspect the methods in which they implore to try and sell you their bullshit, you will sooner start to see right through it. Yeah, I can't put it more succinctly than that, quite frankly. We're highly evolved beasts. Simple things. And simple things affect our mind. Simple things like the colour of a logo can emote great emotion in us. It can make us feel angry or sad, or hungry or thirsty. Red and yellow, for example, trigger endorphins to be produced in the brain that make human beings desire nourishment of food, like make them hungry and thirsty. And we know this as human beings because we have developed the science of psychology, studying mankind in order to understand its behavior and the thought processes behind it, as well as the base urges which make us the advanced animals we are. And thanks to the decades of millions of dollars and decades of years that have gone into the research, we know things like yellow and red make us hungry. And luckily for us as the consumer, we're so lucky in that people like Burger King and KFC and Wendy's and McDonald's and Coca-Cola and Pepsi and almost every single other one use the colours red and or yellow to subconsciously make us want their product, even without knowing we want it. It's great to be manipulated like that on such a base level. You know, we are lucky as human beings that people have put all this money into a science that so easily allows them to rule our lives for us. It's like Simontology, where Simon says you do it, and then you do it. Yeah, so I don't know. I think advertisement has stunted humanity's growth because it sells into and buys into our basic urges for sex, for food, and it uses those urges against us to make us want things we might not even want when we don't even want them. That's the important thing to remember. This is why obesity exists in the world. If we weren't being flooded with an array of flashing colours and then images of delicious looking food when we weren't even hungry, maybe we would leave it upon ourselves to decide when that time is, and, you know, just go eat when, you know, like a normal person, when your brain tells you to because it's telling you to, not being influenced by an outside source. I got way off topic again, but this is a rare rant. I usually stay on topic or on script. Yeah. I went on to say, how are we supposed to evolve as a race with all of this shit going on? And after saying everything I had that wasn't part of this, I feel even more right about that. Before I finish off this rant, I would like to mention that, like I mentioned earlier, children are the future. I know that's a very old, kind of cliche concept, but they are. They're going to inherit the earth, whether you like it or not. They're like, this is it. This is our life. This is all we get. And I just don't think advertising companies should run it for us. I don't think they should make us feel sexual desire when we don't feel it. I don't think they should make us feel hungry when we aren't. And I think they have spent so much time and money in trying to do exactly that, that, as I said, it has stunted humanity's growth. So many people I know can't deal with or talk about sex, can't even say the word, but they'll sit in front of, like, a sex line ad that comes on in between their favourite shows, because that's a big thing here in Ireland. I assume it is everywhere else in the world, but once you get after 9 o'clock over here, that's the watershed, that's when you're allowed to curse on TV and show TV MLA kicks in. Yeah, for anyone who knows what that term means. But anyway, yeah, that's essentially when the ads change too, and you get all these weird ads for sex lines, like, call a woman who will tell you she wants your sex. And it's just like, you know, just go feel desire in your heart when you would like. And yeah, like I was saying before, though, I know people who can't talk about sex, but we'll sit in a room with 4 or 5 people when that ad comes on and just sit there so awkwardly and quietly. But it happens so often that it's not even that awkward anymore. It's just a thing that happens every now and then. Sometimes TV plays softcore porn, and we all just have to be socially uncomfortable about it. I don't think that's right. You know, okay, you can just turn the ads off. You can mute them whenever you do. You can get Netflix and not deal with it. You can watch YouTube and watch funny or serious videos. There's lots of kind of ways out there for you to entertain yourself. But ultimately, the point in this video isn't to entertain, it's to inform. And what I would like for the message I would like for people to take away from this video is to remember that every advertisement's goal is to make you think you need something before you know you need it. That's it. They're taking away your choice of when you want something. And they are doing everything they can to make you think you want something that you might otherwise not need. Which means their job is to convince you you need something you don't. Whether it be medication, whether it be food or drink, whether you're 100 pounds overweight and every ad is for McDonald's, whether you're a sex addict and every ad is full of lewd imagery you can't bear to look at, whatever your vice might happen to be, whatever part of you that is in some way animalistic, they will try to use against you at every turn. That is the message I would like to try get across in this video. And by the way, I say they, I mean advertising companies. I mean people trying to sell you a product. So, that's it for this video. I've ranted. I've got up on my soapbox. I've pretended like I'm better than everybody by somehow having a little speech. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to say, oh, I have these great ideas and I think. I have these ideas and I worry no one else has them. I worry that no one else in the world sees the bullshit going on around me. And I know I'm not the only one. And that's good that I'm not. It's great. I need their... Why I make these videos is because I need to be told by all of you out there that I am not the only one who thinks these things. And hey, if you don't agree with anything I've said, please tell me. Please feel free to have your own rare rant in the comments. Jesus420 on my other channel gave me a great rare rant. I had a beautiful read over it. I didn't reply to it right away, and I haven't replied to it yet, because it was an incredible rant. And yeah, I'm probably gonna make a video reply to it, to be quite frank. But yeah. Anyway, before this video hits 20 minutes, I'm simply going to say thank you everybody for watching, and slán go fóill.